this game.
Oh my. Alright, with that, we're going to hand it over to our casters here. Odie, Pixel, and Cinderin. Take it away, boys.
Indeed, thank you very much, Diori and Cinderin. What a game we've got on our plate here, and already, well, yeah, just getting the ward down. I think Aoi did spot that so well, no, but what a couple of lineups we've got. I mean, is there anything that you're all looking forward to seeing this match?
I'm thinking about what the hell we're getting in game 4. If this is game 3, what's in it? What's in it in the long run? I have no idea. This is super exciting. I think Driscoll was pretty much on point with his expectations for the game. It's one where 4C&L just has so much incredible early burst damage against heroes with like no strength gain. You've got PA who's pretty weak, Enchantress who's ultra weak, 1 flat strength gain. The support Shadow Demon is also just food for them. So this is about whether 4CL find those openings with especially the Pudge, who has to be the big playmaker. If he roams well together with Sox's Bane, I think they can find a lot of kills. However, if they don't, DC just has the way better, like, stable lineup, I think, in the mid-game in terms of team fight and just overall flexibility with how they approach it. So I'm looking forward to an explosive first 20 minutes where 4C&L, in my opinion, have to win.
It's going to be interesting to see what lanes they do settle on. It looks like it is going to be putting the Slark down on the bottom and having Bambo getting a bit of space on this top lane. So deciding to run him against this off-lane Enchantress. I mean, which side is this reading the lanes better, GL, here at the moment?
It's really good for the Dire, at least for shutting down the Enchantress, because this is a hero I don't think they would have dealt with particularly well if they did standard lanes. In the off-lane, Bane Slark is actually really difficult for Mirana Sand King to kill. Actually, okay, this is not what they wanted at all. It looks like they immediately TP'd Swift ending top. I thought this was actually going to be okay for them, to be honest. Like, seems that was not what they were looking for.
Bambo was just trying to move in with the rock. But yeah, I guess it would have been quite hard. Would you feel the Bane could have done enough to create the space for Slark to get some sort of farm down on the bottom lane?
I think they could have. Like, you look at Sand King Mirana, you're like, okay, how does that lane work? They chain their stuns. You can easily prevent the arrow with a Nightmare, or you can, of course, the Slark can Dark Pact himself as well when the Sand King is moving in, and then you can just pounce away. But from just a flat farming perspective, perhaps it's too difficult for him to find the CS he needs. He has great base damage, and Mirana's is garbage, but they play it safe, I guess. They want to make sure Swift Ending has a good start in farm.
I mean, we talked about the 2 out lanes, the mid lane, the fact that we've got Yuar running this mid lane PA up against Pycat Zeus. CS-wise, pretty balanced at the moment. I mean, do you feel this is just kind of a lane where they'll both will farm, or do you feel that one hero is kind of more of a liability than the other here?
I think Zeus wins this lane when he's level 5. PA has to stand back and farm with Dagger, or she has to run bottle, which is, you know, not that bad, but it's not a classic item on PA. She will have to run bottle no matter what. That's the only way she sustains.
Yeah, look at Bambo. He's juked out the hook, the arrow here, and he's just going to go with the right clicks, trying to turn it around with the Starstorm. Who's going to win this one? It is going to be Bambo, and is he going to go for the denial, try and live through this one?
I think he'll suicide. He's just buying his bottle, I think, yeah. It's a waste of time trying to live here. It's faster. He respawns in 15, loses no gold, gives no gold away. Great play from him.
Yeah, we're kind of on the edge of his seat play there. Very close to going the other way, but I'm sure he had it perfectly calculated, knowing Bambo. And bottom lane,
what was it he said in the interview after yesterday? He just sees numbers, and then he does the math, and then he makes plays.
Is working out so far. I mean, having level 3, reaching onto level 4, and that good timing on the bottle, and GND trying to go forward. Bulba being jumped on the Swift Ending. They'll have the defensive disruption, but the Nightmare now into the Shadow Demon. If they can find anything else, but it's, in fact, all these creeps and illusions coming from Bulba that are holding back the aggression from the side of DC. From the side of 4 Clovers, and going to push them back. They've got the salve onto the Slark. And this lane, I mean, it's not going too bad here for the Enchantress. She's doing pretty well and found herself level 3 here. And 10 CS at the moment as well, 3 minutes in.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine for DC. They're playing 2-on-3. They burned out all the mana more or less from the Dire, who have to use multiple clarities here. Soxa, of course, was only level 1 there, so no brain sap. And they need this pure damage to kill the Enchantress. That's the weakness of their lane. Like, these 2 supports don't have that much synergy and that much damage early on, and neither does Slark. So Bulba is going to be a super easy kill when they reach level 4 or 5 on Bane, and the same on Slark. Then he can't end up here anymore, but until that point, he's like free to just put a lot of pressure. Look at this, even Wildwing forcing out a Nightmare from Soxa here. Good stuff.
Bulba certainly stepping up the game here at the top, and he's going to have the backup again as Biryu. Turns the lane on his Shadow Demon. He's trying to do what they can to hinder the Slark's farm. 18-6 at the moment on him. Top of the CS board is, in fact, Yawar. We saw him farm very well in the first game.
Oh, mid lane, Yawar.
Closing the gap. He's got a dagger again in a couple of seconds. Won't be quite enough.
Oh, they canceled the TP. Now they might dive again. AUI is ready for this.
Yeah. He's only got the level 1 Burrow Strike. So not the greatest of gap closes into top lane. Saxa, he was hiding in the trees, but Furious found him with this disruption. They'll try and lay down the damage as well with the soul catch on him as well. It's going to be pretty damn painful. The Aphotic Shield is there, turns around for the Brain Sap. He will just be okay. Managed to live through that onslaught. As Biri
all mana
don't find the kill.
This top lane is lost. You have to walk back to base, both of them, and even buy TPs to come back. And they're playing 2 and 3. So in the meantime, in the bottom lane, Pudge is actually doing a pretty good job. Of course, he did get the first blood, but you know, the way this is going, I'm surprised AUI isn't jungling harder. That top lane is creating all the space in the world, and AUI right now could just be stacking one camp after the other and get us an 8 or 9 minute blink dagger. Instead, he's going to kill Bambo here. Bambo's dead.
I mean, Bambo just kind of sits there, takes the Burrow Strike and the arrow to the backside, and nighttime going in the favor of DC there as Howie able to close the gap with what was a level 1 Burrow Strike at the time of the beginning of that fight.
Now we're going to see him transitioning into the jungle. Has level 2 Sandstorm. Does allow him to farm pretty effectively. Of course, it gets way better at level 3. Just a lot more efficiency in it, which is why we see most Sand Kings go the 2-3-0 build on level 5. And with this timing, he should be able to stack 2 if he wants.
Oh, Bambo. He's found Biri, and there's your hook. Catches him out. And that's going to be the Pie Cat Zeus finishing him off.
Now Saxa's in trouble bottom as well. No boots.
Oh, Howie. Got the Burrow Strike. The arrow will be just on point. And Saxa turned up. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Nicely executed there by the side of DC. 2-2 on the board. Maybe more Bambo. Making his move towards the top lane. And look for a hook here onto Bulba. Looks like Bulba's going to be okay. And to be honest, Bulba, he's been playing this top lane very, very smartly. Halfway through level 5 and causing a lot of issues here for the side of the Dire.
Definitely, he's doing everything he needs to do in this game so far, in my opinion. Oh, that arrow almost finds Spike out. But... oh, it's it. Thinks about the lightning bolt, but didn't go for it here. Might try to run down, try to catch. Oh, this is a very unlikely play. But the Mirana is a lot more likely.
They're going to go straight for TC.
I think TC's dead.
Did the leap? I don't know if it would save him. Yeah, he's got a lightning bolt in a couple of seconds. Then it goes rough. Maybe TC is
he cancelled it. He cancelled the first cast. Oh, and TC gets away because he has both leap and phase boots there. Pycat with the hesitation of the misclick barely gets out.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, a bit of time wasted there for the Zeus, and space created here as Yawar picks up the farm in the mid lane. Continues to farm very confidently over the other side. Bambo is rotating and does have level 6 as well with the Dismember. If he can find a hook, there's in fact top lane where Bulba, he's been getting gone on, but he's just able to turn it around, and it's back towards the mid where they're looking for Yawar, but Yawar's well aware the hook's going to come out, hoping for Yawar to make a left turn, but Yawar just heading straight directly away through the jungle, and a little bit of action on both lanes, but no one paying with their life as of yet.
I'm very impressed with how much Yawar is getting out of this mid lane. I mean, it's one thing that he's winning, but he's winning by a lot. And I personally thought that when Zeus hits level 5, this is going to put a lot of pressure on the PA. She's been managing her resources very well with the health regen of the bottle and just bottle crowing or getting a rune. You're seeing, this is why I was thinking, okay, when Zeus gets the levels, it's going to get hard. But he just hasn't been targeted
needs to be very careful. He's managed to duke out both the stuns, though, so he will be alright. He was hanging around in the tree line, and he's close to a kill mid lane. Bambo tries for a hook. Yawar bottles himself up. Bambo trying to work his way around. Doesn't really want to dive and tank the tower as of yet. And Yawar will be able to duke it out. So this top lane, Bulba, applying so much pressure. Level 6 now has that impetus.
Good nightmare. Tango.
Looks like he's going to get himself away. So I mean, we expected lots of action, and there certainly has been, but not a lot of successful action. But look how aggressive he is. He just waltzes straight past the tower. Gets those hits onto Swift Ending, and EGM really just has to sit in this lane, because without the Abaddon, Slark's he's going to die in this lane very easily to Bulba.
He's still looking okay on CS, though, Swift Ending is. He's on 35 in a lane that we were talking about. He got pressured a lot in by this Enchantress and Shadow Demon. So.
EGM says, I'm out of here, but the disruption will say, no, you're not. Biri there with the cancel. And
What?
What a play. The miss car, that's level 1, isn't it? Level 2. Level 2 miss car or deny. Just, wow.
Yeah, they wanted
Only
to try to
EGM.
finish him off fast with the stifling dagger and an attack, but he got it off right after the dagger. Oh, mid lane, Pyke's dead.
With the wrap round, they might be able to save him.
Oh.
The hook from Bambo! He gets him out! He's got his back! Bambo. What a player. He's always there behind his teammates. Nicely done. Wow. No one seems to want to die, Cinderin.
And that favors the Radiant, in my opinion. That's what I was talking about pre-game. Like the
this nightmare
okay.
setup.
You might have jinxed TC here.
I think TC's in a lot
Oh,
of
he
trouble.
got leap off.
He did in the brain sap. No, that's going to shut him down. 3 points in the brain sap at this point. Nice bit of burst damage. And
But yeah, I
finally a
think
kill on the board.
The Radiant team will just benefit if this just plays slowly. I think their mid game is just way more solid. Like, being a bad and not really the greatest support duo in the mid game. The synergy in their lineup is actually almost non-existent in the mid game. I don't think it's that strong compared to a team that has the disruption, that has the harder carry in the PA, that has Sand King together with Mirana, just lots of flexibility and well-scaling heroes. So if 4CL don't manage to find more out of this early game, I think DC strategically should just have an advantage. And they're leading on gold too. And not an insignificant amount, about 2,000 right now, after a very quiet laning stage. So their plan is unfolding.
Really wants to find something in this mid lane. Biryu's there. You are. Hang it carefully.
He wants to get hooked.
He wants to... Ooh, Bambo tries for it. Won't quite find it. Disruption's going to be there. Maybe they can turn this. The arrow flying through, and it does catch him very nicely timed. A Photic Shield will try and do what it can for EGM's about, and it's not enough. They get the kill at the same time. Pycat and Swift Ending go in, and they claim the life of the Enchantress. So 1-for-1 mid lane. It's not stopped. Moving forward, they'll find the Baron kill. Looks like it's going to sell a 2-for-1 trade there, favoring the side of DC across the map.
The moment you say there's no kills, they just
Yes,
they
step it up for us, which is exactly what we like.
Thank you.
Oh. 4-4 at the moment. And we're talking about the carries. How are they doing comparatively? 49 CS on your Slark, 46 CS on the Mirana. It's a pretty close game between the two sides, and even more specifically between the two carries.
Yeah, then it's, once again, whenever the carries are even in farm, you look at the bigger picture, right? Like, how does it play into the overall strategy? Who's countered? And I think they have the tools for Slark. I think that's the main reason they picked PA, is that she matches up very well in that carry fight in the mid game. And they already have Demonic Purge for Slark. They have plenty of good stuns when Dark Pact is over.
Bambo gets the hook onto Howie, who is just trying to peacefully jungle, but now he's trapped up between the tree and the stink. They'll find the kill there. Top lane at the same time, scaring off Swift Ending, and he's done a bit of a hidey-ho here with Bulba. Bulba with the impetus, Saxa moving forward, and Swift Ending pops the art. I don't know if he wants to go for this incredibly low on life. And Moonlight's Shadow will be there anyway to keep DC safe. But yeah, Bambo, with the rotations and with the global dominance, been involved in 4 of the kills so far out of the 5 that have happened for the side of 4 Clovers. So Pudge really doing his job. Biryu walks under a sentry wall, and this should be a quick pick-off with the Thunder God's Wrath. They find it, but Yawar, he's turned up looking for Swift, and he gets the leap, the jump down to the low ground, and Yawar can't find the vision there for that second dagger. Has got this double damage. They find anything else yet? They push it in.
Double damage?
Dibble damage. Bambo. Gonna find a hook. What's he picking up?
The rap god with an extra syllable or 2 there. Good stuff.
Oh, at this point, though, as you said, do you still feel this is favouring the side, or is this them turning the tide here?
This is good enough for DC still. I still think they're ahead. They've got 2 smokes as well, by the way. There's one in AUI, and I think the Shadow Demon just bought one as well in Biryu. So they're looking to make some play now. Sand King is very close to Blink.
They're looking for plays themselves, smoking up.
This is going to be interesting. I think they might run into a trap here if they don't find the kill immediately, because AUI's Blink Dagger is coming out in a good, what's that, 20 seconds? He needs this camp, then he has Blink, and he didn't skill on level 7, though. I thought he might, because his Blink is done, but... Okay.
Oh, are they going to catch Howie in the same place? Bambo found a kill here before. Is Howie going to come in for the camp? I think he might just do so, and they should find him if he can hit the hook. They've seen him now, but no! He's heading for mid, finds Yawar, the stun's there, but it doesn't matter, the Sandstorm! will brush back Saxa and Bambo as the rot from Pudge that finished off the PA. Nightmare now to Bull, but the reactions are coming in. Bambo, he's going in deep, he's going in hard, wants to find the hook on Ari, and he'll get it. Double kill now for Pudge. Saxa kept alive by the Aphotic Shield. When it pops, he should kill Buryu. Buryu low will blow. They'll find the kill onto Buryu. Bulb incredibly low. The arrow hits EGM, but he gets the ult off TC now with the cooldown, the Star Storm. It finishes one. The impetus onto Bambo. He's looking for the rot deny, but no, the Aphotic Shield's there. The hook as well. He will go down, but they find the kill onto TC, and it's a team wipe against the side of DC. And well, 4 Clovers only lose 2, and fantastic play there from EGM with some pretty damn massive Aphotic Shields keeping his team alive.
Man, Yawar just disappeared in that opener. He died pretty much to hook Brain Sap. There was a little bit of extra damage in between that, but else he just vanished. And wow, nice fight from 4CL, who now pulled the advantage in their lead. This is pulled the gold into their advantage rather. This is what they needed. Like, if this kind of fight doesn't happen within the next 5 or 10 minutes, they are reaching the comfort zone of their draft. So very big play, especially Bambo there with a good opening hook. And of course, the 2 defensive supports are rather Bane's a hybrid. He's like self-defensive with Brainsep, you could say. They tanked so long. They do manage to survive long enough to just bait out all the spells and win the fight.
Well, we saw that coming off the back of a successful smoke from the side of 4 Clover. Looks like DC, they're going to try their hand at it themselves. Eyes towards the top lane. Kill onto Swift Ending at this point would be very nice. Hasn't died yet at all this game. Has picked up the Shadow Amulet in his stash. You can catch him out before he's able to finish off that Shadow Blade. They'll be very happy, Buryu. Making a movement in from the lower ground, coming up the stairs. If he can find the disruption setup, they should be able to find this kill. Swift Ending gets the jump down, and Owie misses the Burrow Strike now with a blink, trying to block him off. Yawar's here as well, Swift Ending. I think he's in a lot of trouble here. The dagger, the arrow's going to miss, but the jump again, gets himself up. He's going to look for the TP. Owie's got a Burrow Strike, will find the cancel just in time, and they do find the kill. A little bit sloppy, but nonetheless a big one. Oh, Bambo with a hook. The ultimate hit onto TC. The disruption is there defensively. Buryu trying to turn around the Purge, but the Thunder God's Wrath bring them all incredibly low. But he's kept alive by the Night Mage, rotting himself down, will finally fall as Yawar picks up the kill. Arrow will catch EGM. He doesn't have the ult this time, will go down. And it's going to be DC cleaning up very nicely. We saw 4 Clovers try to react to the very aggressive play onto the Slark, but well, DC capitalizing there and getting 3 kills under their belt.
I wonder if... Okay, so Pycat made the decision to go and push the tower instead. I think he might have had his TP ready, but he was like, okay, I'm going to finish this tower and I'm going to contribute with my ult. He is the strongest hero on the Dire right now for these kind of fights. If he gets 2 Lightning Bolts, 2 Arc Lightnings, and an ult off, 2 or 3 heroes on the Dire or Radiant will die. Like, they have very minimal ways of dealing with this Zeus right now, so him not being in the fight is a big victory for DC. They do trade their tier 1 tower, though, so I guess it's not all bad for 4CL here. Well, they do take a dip in Wrath, to say the least, from that decision.
Top lane, Bambo gets the hook onto Bulba. He does manage to get out Nature's Attendance, and it's doing quite a bit here. The back, I mean, he's got a hook again in a few seconds with the rot as well, but Owie's turned up with the Epicenter, the Burrow Strike as well, and it's Owie who's got Bulba's back there, and they do manage to find a pretty tasty kill there onto Bambo's Pudge.
Now the game is back to even again. So the great play 4CL made earlier where they got 5 for 2, I think, has now been negated again. We're closing in on 0 gold if it's not actually already there but not updated. So once again, DC's game plan should be looking good, but of course need to consider Swift Ending is actually getting really good farm. Like, you look at the net worth, he is ahead of the others, ahead of the Radiant, so is the Zeus. So the 2 big cores on the Radiant, or Dire rather, doing great. But Pudge is starting to fall behind. That's just what often happens with a Pudge. If you don't really ride the wave, you later become a little bit of a liability in terms of net worth.
That's true. I mean, at the same time, though, once he gets that point in the old flesh heap, he's going to have a fair few stacks already. And Pycat, okay. Piranha taken down there by the Wrath of the Thunder God. That's Pycat, as you said, doing very well in terms of farm, and that's going to pop him, straight ahead of Swift Ending at the top. And Swift Ending does have the completed Shadow Blade now, so we'll see what the Slark's able to achieve with that. I mean, is this kind of a pickup? Will he actively look for the pickoffs now against this lineup, or is it more just for the defensive capabilities in case they come looking for him?
Oh, I think they should be looking for pickoffs with the Slark. We've talked about it a lot. The Radiant still has very fragile heroes. Like, their hit point pools are very low, so if he gets the jump, a hero like Shadow Demon will die almost instantly. Slark can attack him, pounce him, and they Zeus ult, and he doesn't even have time to react with his disruption. And looking at PA, Yawar in this game looks to be going for a Battle Fury, and that's a really late one. I think it's so greedy to go for Battle Fury after you have Treads, Wand, Bottle, and Aquila. Like this is a 24, 25 minute Battle Fury unless they get a really great fight. And that just opens up the map for 4CL. When I was saying DC were starting to advance their game plan, they have a phase of weakness again, I feel, similar to last game.
Bambo really wants to find this hook onto Biri. Pings have come out, yeah, I think they're aware that they're hiding on the high ground. Nicely dewarded, but nonetheless, DC is suspicious. And hello indeed. With this Shadow Blade, Swift Ending needs to get himself out of there. Did try and come in. Howie and the gang scaring him back off. Bambo just remains here on the high ground. Looks like he's going to back up now, realizes he's not really going to catch anyone out from that position. As DC are all the too much aware. And looks like, yeah, they'll just back off for the time being. And Plycat, now with that point booster, I guess just working towards that Academics now. 1,300 gold on top as well. Oh, I mean, does he go Bloodstone or Octarine first here?
On the Zeus?
On the Zeus, yeah.
Bloodstone, I think. Okay. I think Octarine first is not that good of a build on the hero. It's super good later on, but you generally want to build up that snowballs you a bit better and allows you to farm faster. That's one of the big benefits of Bloodstone, of course, that... Well, there are a lot of benefits, but the mana regen should definitely not be overlooked for a hero like Zeus. You could just push lanes, farm the jungle without having to go back and reset. With Octarine, you don't really get the same mana regen out of it. So, what I was going to say was, even if they don't find that kill there, DC, it's still really important that they pressure Slark as much as they do there. They don't kill him, but it gives Yawar a lot of safety in the bottom lane. He manages to farm up a good 700 gold and a tower. So all of a sudden, this Battle Fury that I was questioning, they got the good play that they needed, which just allowed him to find a lot of gold here. This Battle Fury might be as late as I thought. I said, what is it, 23, 24? He could be getting it around 22 here at this rate. And obviously that's going to snowball him very quickly.
I mean, we've got to remember as well, if kind of Yawar's performance in the Morphling game is anything to go by, we know that he can really step up the farm game. We kind of questioned the Midas pickup. At the end of the day, it paid off, and maybe this is going to be a similar case. Even though the Battle Fury's late, DC know exactly what they're doing, and if they can take the game as late as they did before, they should be able to come out in arguably a stronger position. I mean, there is this Slark that they have got to worry about. He's still sitting just a little bit higher than you are in terms of net worth, and he is going to go for that straight-up completed Silver Edge by the looks of it before building into anything else.
They just need to counter this this PA out as hard as possible in the evasion. Even though, of course, both the Zeus and the Pudge can do a lot of burst damage between themselves on the PA, it's not a long-term solution. So he would need to get this Silver Edge later anyway. Probably just decides, okay, if I get it now, I can actually go toe-to-toe with her, so we get more flexibility in our team fights where I don't have to depend on my teammates to get the job done.
Mid lane, moving forward, Plycat. He's got the backup of the gang, EGM, Bambo, and Saxa. Waiting in the wings. Swift Ending, just making his way around the Radiant jungle, back towards the bottom, looking for that final few hundred to finish off the Silver Edge. And top lane, well, Yawar and the gang looking to put a bit of pressure on themselves, trying to find this tier 1. And looks like for the time being, no reaction from either side, so potentially just a tier 1 for tier 1 trade here between the teams.
And again, we're talking DC game plan, right? This is the Battle Fury here. So, as long as they take even trades...
A TP back to the top.
He
I was going to get cancelled, yeah.
And that was not a good TP. He realizes that. It might just have been a play from Bambo to try to get information, like, try to TP in. If they start backing off, maybe they hold their tower. Like, you waste 100 gold there, essentially, but if you could have scared the enemy team off, you could have defended a tower for 100 gold.
And bottom lane talking about the defense. Boba coming in. Coming in hot, just pushing the mat. Bambo with the wrap. Look at this wrap round from Bambo. Incredibly aggressive, and he'll find the hook. Biryu just melts to the rot. They've popped the Moonlight, but the Fiend's Grip's down to Bulba. They're looking for more with the Mistcall. Swift Ending closing in with a pounce. They'll take down the Enchantress as well. 2 heroes being removed from the lineup of DC. Bambo did look for a further hook, a little bit off the mark, but nonetheless, they're going to be very happy with that bit of action. And off the back of that, they'll claim this tier 2 from the side of the Radiant.
How much can Yawar get in trade? Looks like he got a glyph, and now he has to back off. There's his Battle Fury, though. It's delivered around 23.
Oh, with the completed Silver Edge, if he can get a hit onto PA, he
can solo right here.
Solo kill.
Yeah, Yawar's totally dead. Just jumped here. Oh, good TP.
He's a smart man. Oh. Straight out. Doesn't want to stick around for any of that action. Wisely so as well.
Something we haven't talked about too much. Neither team exceptionally good at playing Roche. Like, The Radiant, of course, they have Enchantress to tank, which is exceptionally good against Roshan, the Untouchable, but the PA's build right now doesn't allow them to kill Roshan very quickly. Do they have any Medallion? It doesn't look like it. So this could be a very late Roshan, and doesn't look like a point that neither of the teams want to contest it right now, so... I mean, you don't really have to worry about that so much right now. Oh,
misses this hook though. Biryu's there with the disruption. Aoi moving forward, straight with the bow strike arrow as well. Actually will be removed by the Aphotic Shield. Bambo's going to be able to continue to fight. Closing the gap onto Biryu. There's going to be the blink forward from Ryoar, trying to go to work on the Pudge, but he's just too damn tanky now. Eating away at Ryoar, but he's going to be Glimmer Caped up. Nightmare onto Bulba. Aoi has popped the epicenter, but the Thunder God's Wrath, meaning that he can't blink into position. And off the back of that, he'll finally come through, but the epicenter's already worn off. Double kill for Pycat. Only Bulba left alive, and it looks like 4 Clovers will be able to clean him up as well as the Nightmare sets it up. Bambo moving into position. He has the hook, reels him in, double kill. And I've got to say, the fact that he got off that Thunder God's Wrath stops Aoi getting in for what would have been a perfect epicenter, meant that the fight was perfectly held in position by 4 Clovers.
Did they just 5-0 them without Swift Ending even participating in that? He was pushing and farming mid, right?
Yeah, he was not aided.
That Thunder God's Wrath was crucial from Pycat.
It was massive.
For Sand King to not get in there with the blink really changes the outcome of that fight. I'm not saying DC would have won it with an epi, because I think they still lose, but they at least get some sort of trade, most likely there. You saw how low EGM was and got out. I think maybe they find the Bane as well, but great fight here from 4CL. And, you know, I was saying a couple times earlier, if the game slows down, I think DC are fine, but you just see the PA can't fight. Like, her itemization doesn't allow her to take these kind of fights that they're looking for right now, so they need to slow it down further. They have to get at least a BKB on Yawar, so he doesn't just get killed off by Zeus and Pudge instantly with all their burst damage.
Oh, TC. You will have the defensive disruption coming out from Biryu, and Swift Ending will back off. But I mean, that's kind of your carry versus carry situation where at this point TC can't do a lot against the Slark, and I guess it's fine because they've got the PA, but they are relying a lot on Yawar to come online. And well, Swift Ending closing the gap here, jumping forward. Yawar will be able to get himself across, but the hook, oh! Bambo tickling the backside of the PA there. Well, let's have a look what happens here as Aoi's found Pycat. Pycat all alone with the arrow.
Suicide.
Pretty nice kill there. Enemy unstoppable streak. 678 bonus gold to TC. Saxa, Swift Ending, Bambo. They want to continue this fight, and they want to catch DC on the retreat. This is a smart move, but DC, they're smarter of it. They TP2 out Yawar. He's got the TP, but I don't think it's going to save him this one. He's already too low. Swift Ending closing in, and okay. Pycat says that kills for me. Wants to make sure the job gets done, and there's no better way than to do it yourself. And
he gets a Bloodstone charge too. It's really good to steal with the Zeus ult in a situation like that, where you just feel like, you know what, you secure the kill, you get the Bloodstone charge, you know that you won't need the ult for a while when you kill such a key target. So I think that's perfectly fine from Pycat there to get that. He also just died before and lost quite a few charges, so he needs to start building up his bank again.
I mean, this point as well, it just feels like it's going to be very hard for DC to defend. They do have the epicenter back online, level 11 here for Aoi. They're going to lose the top lane, tier 2. Fortification coming out, in fact, as well. So if the side of 4 Clover want to continue the pressure, it could look to do some damage to
Nightmare
structures.
Oh, they take it off.
Yeah, making sure that Bambo can't find that hook. But at this point, it certainly seems like the game is in the hands of 4 Clovers now. Oh, let's wait for obviously if any of the other games are to go by. There's still the potential for DC to come out with something bigger. Maybe this is it. The Moonlight Shadow wraparound closing on to Bambo. The Photic Shield's there, but the hook now to Bulba. Swift Ending trying to go to work with the defensive disruption. Now Yawar, in fact, gets the kill onto Bambo. This is pretty huge. Pudge now out of the fight, and looks like 4 Clovers want to just get themselves the hell out of there. EGM looking for the TP, but Aoi's there with a Burrow Strike. Saxa and Swift Ending will get themselves out. Looks like EGM will be left to be offered up to the gods, and Enchantress will finish him off. So getting 2 pickoffs there, and that's exactly what DC need. This kind of action here from the defensive position. And
the really big difference between this fight and the previous one was that Yawar got to hit 4 times.
Yeah.
He blink strikes onto the Pudge and nobody shuts him down. And one of the hits is a crit, so he single-handedly more or less takes out the Pudge in 2 seconds.
Smoking up. And they just want to continue fighting, but Saxa is going to be very happy with that rune pickup.
There's a sentry on AOI. Gotta be
gonna
really
drop
careful here.
Biryu, just put down an observer. We're going to need a sentry. Not that it matters, because it looks like DC will find this Roche. It's at half health, but the Thunder God's Rev. Okay,
damage.
they might want to fight
Axe,
it.
level 3
Here we go. Saxon moving in, still not revealing himself yet. Swift ending. Is he going to find the jump? And here we go. Dart packing forward. There's 4 of them incredibly grouped up. The Burrow Strike's there from Harry, but the Fiend's Grip from the low ground, catching out the Sand King. They'll find one and out for Clover. And look to find some more. You want blinking back, arrow thrown back as well. We'll actually catch Pike out there, so it looks like it'll stop the aggression. And we're just bringing Pike out back to safety. And off the back of that, they'll be able to clean up Roche for themselves by the look of it. And as you said, Sin, that pickup from Pycat, having that Axe, just did so much in that fight against the lineup of DC.
The damage there was actually ridiculous. And this is, like, if this guy gets a refresher, he almost, with 2 ults, he almost kills 3 heroes on the Radiant right now, in the current state of the game. Like, no one on the Radiant team is tanky. Not a single hero can sustain that damage. And we also saw in play here that, you know, they just, it's easy to be capped in hindsight, right? But as mentioned earlier, they just don't have a good lineup for killing Roche. Neither team does, and DC perhaps overestimating their ability to kill it because they're like, we have a PA crits and hits hard, but they don't have a minus armor in it. With a medallion or maybe even a crest there, they have a shot at killing Roche, but it just took way too long. They exposed themselves to a big counterplay from 4C&L who got, was that 3 kills in a Roche for nothing, or 1 kill in a Roche, was it? They only got Sand King, actually.
Yeah, they just got Sand King on the way.
It's not that bad, but considering that if they didn't go for Roche, 4C&L wouldn't have got it, because they wouldn't have tried it themselves. So they basically handed them a Roshan they couldn't have claimed.
I mean, at the same time as well, you remember in the Morphling game, we talked about how they were going to kill your Wa. I kind of feel it's kind of turned on its head here. I mean, how do they kill Swift Ending at this point on the slot? I mean, especially with the H, how do they kill him twice? It's going to be such a hard fight for DC. Oh,
that is truly a big issue right now. He's just been getting way too much farming comparison. Yeah. He's 5,000 net worth ahead of the PA now. The flow of this game. Yeah, with a Scotty and with a defensive support behind him from Abaddon. I was about to say they can clear all the outer towers easily, but that was the last one, so I think maybe it's just go time in the base. And they also have a crest now. Great item here for the Abaddon. Bringing down the Slark is going to be a nightmare.
I mean, that's the thing. We've talked about the fact that TC on the Mirana, he's just trying to find his BKB on top of the phase drum. So in terms of damage dealers, I mean, I guess Bulba's pretty much the flashiest with closing in on the Axe. Yet with the Battle Fury you can do a bit, but going for the BKB now after Battle Fury, it's really going to kind of postpone the damage that DC are going to need. So they've got to kind of hope that they can hold on this high ground defense. And well, Swift Ending heading to the high ground, and I think he's just going to be content just sitting there and slapping away at the tower. Bulba coming in, arrow will catch Swift Ending actually. This is going to be a pretty long stun as well, but EGM has got the Aphotic Shield, and Abaddon proving to be the support that Slark's going to love when he's trying to push into the base. I mean, the fact that if they can't get EGM, he can just do so much to keep his team alive.
This is what's so unrewarding about defending the base against Slark. If you don't kill him, you just go next wave again. Like, he heals up within a matter of a few seconds, and you just go again. Like, DC are waiting, but what are they waiting for? It's not going to get easier. Oh, there's a hook.
Oh, Bambo. They do have the Glimmer Cave, though. The Thunderbolt will
very late on that lightning bolt. Maybe I had cooldown. We could have ultied then. Strange.
I think the magic resistance from Glimmer Cave might have been, it wouldn't have been enough, though.
Oh, another one!
Bambo! It worked once, and he's going to get away with it again. Fury's going to go down, and now he's out of the game for 40 seconds. Swift Ending just heads back up. Howie again with the Burrow Stroke, but he just seems they just can't do anything to stop this. Poor Clover just been out. Get all the Bulba. He gets shoved into the fight. Swift Ending jumps in, takes advantage of the exposed dough. And this is it. Racks are open. Top lane Yawar. He's trying to look for something in return, but a tier 2 for potentially a full set of racks. I guess it's the best of a bad place to be in, but it really is not ideal at this point for DC.
I don't know what else he could have done. Now he has the BKB. This is when he can fight. His itemization just, you know, it's just flat out too late. It's pretty obvious, right? But still, BKB around minute 33 in this game with a Build Fury build-up is not fast enough against the lane or lineup with this amount of early pressure. So they've just been exploited too much in the early game, and now this big lead that he has to overcome a 14k deficit against a lineup that is just this strong, and even TC feels forced to buy a first item BKB after drums. This is not your ideal build on Mirana, but he just feels like Zeus kills him in a matter of seconds if he doesn't have it, so
And again, just a repeat of what we saw in the mid lane. Swift ending, front lining it all, sitting there, going to work on the tower. Bulba getting shoved in again. Caught out. Disruption will be there. Owie pops the epicenter. Nice stun onto 2 here, bringing Saxo low. Now you are with the BKB looking for the cleanup. They found the Bane, trying to find Pycat as well. They might just find it. He's going to blood suicide. Realizes this isn't the fight for him to take, but they found the kill onto Mirana. Swift ending just starting to go to work here. Yawar trying to blink himself away. Swift ending moves in, will jump onto Bulba. Oh, Enchantress, they should be able to find it. No, the Glimmer Cape is there. Bulba will live for the time being. A Swift ending now with 18 Essence Shift stacks. He's just to say thank you very much. Use that to continue the push and siege onto the tower. And now for a second set of Iraqs. And even though they find some kills, it's just not enough to stop this push.
I'm very surprised they didn't try to press the issue more from DC there. They kill off the Zeus, they kill off the Bane. And the...
Oh,
yeah, there we go.
Nice kill. They crit down EGM here. Bambo's going into the front of it all. Bulba trying to fire what he can out with the impetus. He's doing a fair bit. They will find another kill. Double kill here for Yawar. How much can Swift ending do on his own? He's got the ultimate here in 2 seconds. 2 seconds to Shadow Dance. Can't quite get it off in time. And that's a massive kill. Taking down the Slark. They do only... Well, it was the melee racks that they lost here. Okay, so there's 2 sets of melee racks. Range racks in the mid. Nonetheless, they form some sort of defense and do keep themselves in the game here.
I think they could have done exactly what they did 20 seconds earlier in the fight outside the base. So if you remember the epicenter that comes in here, it hits, they kill off the Bane very quickly. They force the Zeus away and kill him too. So they essentially have a 4 or 5-on-3 situation. Slark has already used his Silver Edge, and that means PA is God mode. Her biggest opponent, Zeus, is not there. So with her BKB being down, it actually doesn't matter. She can fight. Maybe not one-on-one against Slark, but she could just have gone on the Pudge and killed him, and they could have snowballed the fight from there, knowing that they had defensive support, and AUI should have had multiple burrow strikes up his sleeves too. So I think they respected Slark a little bit too much. They're letting him get that Rax, honestly. But like you said, they do hold, but it's really, really hard now.
It certainly is. I mean, the kind of gold difference is it's a little tiny swing, but it's still around 15,000. Favoring the side of 4Clover. And we've got to remember as well, this was Slark fighting with a lot of money in his pocket. He has got 5,000 gold here. I mean, what does he opt for next? Does he get the MKB to ensure that he can just always hit onto the PA, or does he just look to buff up himself and maybe pick up something like a butterfly?
I think MKB is great.
What's he got here? Yeah, it's just the MKB. And is that, how good is Rooster's refresher here? He's just about 1,000 off his recipe. He's closing in on it, Pycat.
I mean, when he has that, PC better time their BKBs really well, or it's very rare that you see a game where a Zeus can pretty much take the entire enemy team down to 1/3 of their health with 3 button clicks. The ults, refreshes, and ults. That's even disregarding the static field damage, disregarding the lightning bolt and arc lightnings he can get in before the refresher. When he gets they're done if they don't kill him early in the fight. If he could just survive the BKBs, he'll finish them off on his own.
This is pretty big, though, the fact that Yawar stepping up his farm game. He's got 3,600 himself. I mean, what does he need to pick up, really, at this point? Does he just go straight in for something like the Basher into Abyssal, or does he need to look elsewhere for his damage?
I think you have to get Abyssal. You were talking about PA, right?
Yeah, for Yawar, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to get Abyssal here so that you can jump on a target and lock it down. And I think... You know, the problem is that there's always a wild card in the sense that you're playing against Baden and Bane, so no matter who you jump with the Abyssal Blade, you can either Nightmare or you can take it off with the Aphotic Shield. It's a really tough situation, honestly, for Yawar, but I don't think there's a better item. Still the best choice, it just doesn't seem good enough right now, but very few items seem good enough when you're 15,000 down, so...
Alright, so it's still good that he's hanging in. He's only... He's 4,000 behind the Slark, but I mean, a couple of fights and he could certainly close that gap, but they're going to be very hard fights against the power that 4Clovers have amounted to at this point. Pushing in the bottom lane, they might be able to find a tier 2 here. You are on the front lines. It's got Aaron TC backing up and, okay. You are clearing out the wave. It has forced the TP back. Pycat now coming towards the bottom lane. Looks like they may want to try and look for some kind of fight and defense. Sax is turning up as well.
To see this from Yawar. He buys the relic first. I'm wondering if he's keeping his options open here.
Ooh.
It's just like it's
a rapier PA.
I mean, it could honestly be Hail Mary territory. I think rapier might be better than Abyssal because I think while it's a great item, you just gotta go all in. Here we go. Like,
oh boy.
Just wait and see when this unfolds from Pycat. It's ridiculous what he can do right now.
It's, I mean, how much damage is it? What, it's a double 600, so it's 1280 damage. Jesus.
Yeah, and then there's Static Field, and there's the other spells.
Just scouting them out, realizing them in the base, and owie. He's fine. He's got the blink.
Oh, blink hook.
Oh.
Got that creep.
Banned by a little bit off the mark there. But yeah, as you said, I mean, Rapier PA, it's the dream. I mean, if the crits come out with that, you're a couple of crits. I mean, even the Slark's suddenly going to be taking a run for the hills at that point. But talking about the Slark, they're going to look to try and get Roshan and get Aegis, and not really in a position, DC, to contest this one. And the speed that all Clovers will find it will mean that there's nothing they can do in reaction. And Yawar just continuing to find the farm on the top lane, pressuring that lane in at the same point. And yeah, Slark's going to be able to get this Aegis under his belt.
Only 2 rapiers. I thought that
stat.
was a more frequent sight on PA. Of course, she is one of the heroes where it's a little like you're like, wow, on paper you deal so much damage.
Sin, the dream is real. Look who's taking the courier to the secret shop, and look who's only a couple hundred gold away from Demon Edge.
Yeah, it's all in. I can agree with this.
Oh boy. I mean, in these fights, so say we get the BKB off. She's got the rapier. You just have to get the Zeus out of the fight first. You every time.
Oh, he could probably buy back and double ult.
That's the thing.
They have to be thinking that. Or if he doesn't buy back, he still has 8 Bloodstone charges, so it's a fairly short respawn. Well, he's level 20, so it actually will take a while. On second thought.
Oh, Purge, Bambo, looking for a hook, won't find it, but they will clear out the full set of racks on the bottom. There's 2 sets of racks.
Do this? They'll actually let him get a lane and then TP back. I'm surprised. I think there's a Raging Glyph, right? Yeah, they're not getting the Rex before he is. There's the TP from Swift ending. 2 ults, but now he can just TP back unless there's a good MKB proc. Oh, there is.
Oh, you are getting bashed on the head by the MKB. And
that BKB is not really okay.
Oh, nice crit. But it's a good job he didn't pick up the rapier. But the bad thing is he is now dead for 75 seconds without money for buyback.
Where's his Demon Edge?
Owie, with the epicenter, bringing them low. He's going to need some kind of backup. Bulba and Biryu turning up. Owie will be disrupted by the now with the Fiend's Grip onto Biryu. Looks like Demon will pay the price. Pycat's turned up as well. It's going to be incredibly painful for the side of the DC. They lose Owie. Bulba's trying to do what he can. Oh, we're not going to get to see the rapier PA, unfortunately, as GG well played is called. Bulba gets finished off as Pycat picks up a double kill. And what a game, Cinderum. What a game indeed. As 4Clovers take the second one.
That's such a shame. They had the Demon Edge on the Shadow Demon ready to hand it over to the PA on respawn, but they do end up losing here before they get to play it. It's a Hail Mary play. The chance of them winning with that record is still like ridiculously low, but you just want to see the numbers, right?
You do.
You want to see that 3,000 crit, but we're not getting it. So.
And we certainly are, and well, we're going to be going to Game 4, of course, and I just can't fathom what the picks are going to be like in that one, but I'm sure we'll have some expert theory crafting from our panelists, myself and Syndra, and we'll hit it straight back to you, Zara, and the boys.